Hi, I'm Morwen, one of the Assistant Learning Officers, and I'm here to show you how you can successfully lead a self-led visit with your class at Arbeia Roman Fort in South Shields. Arbeia is an important site that housed around 600 soldiers. It's been used for many different purposes over the years, from a Roman emperor's headquarters for his Scottish invasion to a busy cosmopolitan port. When you arrive at the museum, you'll be greeted by a member of staff who will ask one of the teachers to come and sign the group in while the rest of your party wait outside. We will then take everyone across site to put bags and coats, if the weather is good, away in the lunchroom. Once the children have stored their bags, we recommend sharing your plan for the day and sharing the type of behaviour you'd like to see from them. Some things are on open display in the museum, not inside cases, so please don't touch. Please keep voices quiet in the museum, and it's worth noting to teachers that one of the galleries has human skeletal remains on display. Please be mindful of this when visiting and treat them respectfully. Victor's tombstone. This tombstone from the 2nd century AD commemorates a young man named Victor. Although it was found here in South Shields, Victor himself was from North Africa. We know that he was enslaved and worked for a cavalryman from Spain named Numerianus, possibly as a groom, but that he regained his freedom by the time he was 20 years old. After Victor was freed, he continued to travel with Numerianus, eventually arriving at South Shields. We believe these two men had a very close relationship, as the translation on the tombstone tells us that Numerianus devotedly saw Victor to his tomb. While you're standing next to the tombstone, you could ask the children to form groups of 3, and each group could write down how far they think Victor and Numerianus must have travelled to get here. You could also look at the map of the empire in the museum. Principia pillars. The 2 pillars outside in the middle of the fort mark the location of the Principia, the headquarters building of the fort. They're the tallest remaining piece of Roman archaeology on site and were carved about 2,000 years ago. Originally, the Principia would have had these columns on both sides framing a courtyard area, and when the Romans lived here, the rest of the building would have been almost as tall as the West Gate reconstruction. The Principia was really important to the fort. It's where soldiers would go every day to receive their orders, where the fort offices were located, and where the Shrine of Standards was. Go around onto the wooden viewing platform and look back towards the pillars. You'll see a pit in the ground in front of you with some stairs carved into the side. Ask the children if they can work out what the room was used for and what objects was the Romans have kept in there. Once they've come up with some ideas, you can let them know that it's the fort's strong room, and this is where valuables would have been kept, including all the soldiers' pay. Reconstructed buildings. Barracks, Commanding Officers Villa and Westgate. All the reconstructed buildings can be accessed for you to have a look around. The barracks and commanding officers have rooms set up inside showing what they might typically have looked like when the Romans lived here. So we hope that this tour offers you a glimpse of what you'll see and experience on a trip to Arbeia, and we hope that you book your own self-led visits soon.